What's good? And welcome to Bridget's Closet. So here I am in Bridget's Closet. I'm sitting down today because I want to share a new project I've been working on. I spoke about it just briefly. And so here in Bridget's Closet, I've been working on what I call the Trinity Headbands. I actually have one on. I'm going to come a little closer to the camera so you can see it. So I actually have one of the Trinity headbands on. And I call these Trinity headbands because they are made with 3 rows. So that's all I put on this headband is just 3 rows. And one day, I'm going to tell you how they came about. I was getting ready for a Zoom meeting and I was like, gosh, I need a headband. And I didn't want to wear any of the little scrunchy headbands I had. And so I said, what better way than to represent myself and my craft, which is knitting, which my grandmother taught me, and my Aunt Dottie helps me build on it. And so, anyway, so I decided, this was the very first one, and I decided, hey, I need something really cute to wear. And so I created the Trinity headband. And it's called Trinity because it's just 3 rows. And it was something I can do really quick. I really needed to get it done really quick. And so that's how this headband came about. And Trinity, for the one for the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, God's power. And so this is my Trinity Power headband. And so in the Bridget's Closet today, I will be knitting one of the Trinity headbands. And being that it's Black History Month, I've chose some browns, blacks, and red that I'm going to create this headband. And if you want one, you just hit me up, send me a message, and then I'll get back to you and I'll send you one. If you heard what I said, if you want one, I didn't say that I was selling you one. Now, if you hit me back and say, hey, can you make me one like this or make me one like that, then that means you're going to purchase one and that's going to cost you $12. Right now I'm going to get ready to get started on what I call my Trinity Black History headband. And so stay tuned and you can watch me. Hey there, I'm back. And so the first thing I want to share with you are the different types of yarn. Well, not types of yarn, but the different colors that I'll be using today. So I chose this shade of brown. Not sure how great the lighting is for you to see it. So in this particular yarn, you have some deep browns, and then it moves. It gets lighter and lighter, and then it return. This is like a very light tan, and so then it returns back to the deep brown. And so I chose this because when I think of Black history, I think of all the shades that we as African Americans, Black Americans, whatever that you choose to go by. I remember when I was doing Ancestry and I looked up the census, my grandmother was listed. My maternal grandmother, she was listed in the house as mulatto. So that said that she was mixed, basically. And so, but she was the lighter color. I never forget when I was introduced my grandmother to people and they would say, that's your grandmother? She's white. I said, no, she's not. She's my grandmother. But anyway, so I chose this color for our complexion. Then I decided that I was going to also use the color black, and I chose to use the color black for the pain that we endured. And then I chose one of the reds. It's a little deeper red, not a bright red, but for the blood that we shed. And so that will be my Trinity headband that I am creating today. And yeah. So I'm trying to decide if I'm going to take it row by row or if I'm going to entwine them together. Haven't decided yet, or I may do 2 one row by row of each color, and then do another one with them all entwined together. So we'll see. Stay tuned. Hey there. So I have decided that I'm going to cast on my first set of 34 stitches using the brown, the shades of brown, the color that we are. So here what I do is I create a little twist, and I do a little loop, create a little slip knot like that, and I stick my needle in. I'm using size 15 needles for those who knit. And so what I do is I kept a whole bunch left on this side, and then this one here is connected to the ball of yarn, and you take it and you put it around your fingers this way, put it through, take the other piece of yarn, put it over there. So I have 2 stitches. So being this is not quite a knitting lesson, this is just sitting with Bridget as she knits our Black History Trinity headband. And so in doing this, just thought that these shades of brown would represent us well. And so that's why I chose to do them. I should be counting so I know how many. I'm nowhere near 34, so just going to keep going. And I'm thinking I'm going to put the red in the middle. The bloodshed, the pain will be the black, different shades. And just think, when I think about the different stories that I've seen with slavery, and we know that the browner you were more likely than to be out in the fields picking cotton or whatever it is that plantation was growing. And the lighter you were, you made it to the big house. So we're share here in our colors. Let's see how many we have. We have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 22, 4, 8. Oh man, I hate when I do that. I messed up. But I think I do need about okay, so I'm gonna count again. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, so I have 34 stitches on my needle, and I'm going to bring in the red for the bloodshed. Okay, so we want the first row is going to be the red for the bloodshed. Okay, just give me a second while I get this together. So the other day I was having a conversation with, I want to say, was it, it was with my son or was with my brother. And we were talking, I want to say it was with my husband. That's who it was. I was having a conversation with my husband, Royal. And so we were talking about, you know, who's to say or when someone, I mean, we didn't get a chance to choose, put it like that, when when we would be brought into this earth, being that we believe in God. He said God decided that for us. He could have decided that we came during slave time. And I thought about, um, again, the stories of when the slaves would be on the big boats and they were down underneath, and they all were like layered on top of each other, basically, with very no moving space. And they were chained down and they were going to the bathroom on top of one another. Feces and urine and sweat and everything. And but God chose such a time as this for us. Whoever gets a chance to watch my video here of me knitting my Black History Trinity headband, God chose you such a time as this to be to walk the earth, to be a part of this time during this pandemic, during whatever is going on in the earth right now, seeing how school is so different than what we're accustomed to. And again, just like many years ago, you know, during slavery, school was so different for us. Many of us didn't even go to school. So here we are not going to school again, but we we're able to learn. Um, so, and it's for all you parents that I don't have any young kids anymore. So for all you parents that got your kids home and you want prayer back in school, well, school has been in your home for almost almost a year. So if you have the patience, and I pray that you were able to pray with your kids while you had them at home. But yeah, so I'm about to be finished with this row, red row. I have about 4 more stitches left. But yeah, just he and I were just having the conversation about, we don't know, you know, why God chose to put us here at this time. We don't know. When we say sometimes, oh, they left here too soon. That may, you know, when someone dies, that may have been, that's all the time that they were meant to be here. So here we go. We have that. So now we're going to leave the red and we're going to bring the black in. Remember I said this is 3 rows. So what's happening now when I bring the black in, we are binding off with the black. Binding off with the black. Again, have made this type. Normally, in the past, I did it where they're all entwined together. Or this green was really nice. It's green and white. So again, I may do another with them all twined together. So I wanted to try this one. So it may be 2 Black History Trinity. So I'm bringing in the black. And so for the red, I wanted to mention that the lives lost, the blood that was shed when they felt we weren't obedient enough, when we disobeyed, the whoops, the lashes, the feet cut off, the limbs removed. So we shed a lot of blood. And so that's what this red is representing. So I'm bringing in the black. The black, as I talked about those boats, here for the black, I'm going to talk about those that said, I've had enough, and they went overboard. Some, not because some of them were pushed because they had too many, but some said, you're not about to enslave me. I'd rather die. So instead of staying on that boat, they jumped. And that's what this black represents. It represents the death that was experienced, lives lost, and didn't have to be, but it did. So that's the dark times in our lives. Yes. So what I did here was I switched it around a little bit and decided that the color brown should be in the middle. And so you'll see here, I'm almost done, so I'll show you when I'm finished. And I felt like the blood that we shed in the black and the black for the dark moments and the deaths that were lost, the senseless deaths that have been lost and that continue still to be lost in this day and time. I felt like they should surround our very skin. And so I decided to put the brown in the middle and the black on one side and the red on the other. And so it's kind of buried in there, but aren't we buried in the blood that was shed, buried in the pain that we bared? So I thought this would be pretty cool to do it like this. There's another one I'm going to do where I'm going to mix them all together. So, almost done here. There we go. This comes off like that, off the needles. And slip these. Slip those in. Give me a second here. I'm gonna. Okay, so here we have it. It is done. Thank you for joining me. Here we have it. As you can see, get it straight there. We have the blue. I'm sorry, I got on blue today. So we have the red and we have the brown in the middle and we have the black. So the red for the blood that we shed, the browns, the different shades of brown to shows the color of our skin, and the black for the deaths that were lost of our loved ones. And of course these will be tied off, but it will basically go on. I'm just trying to cover up the one I presently have on. I'm not doing it any justice. Let's see. Hold up a second. Maybe I'll take the one off I have on so you can see it. So here's the finished product. And as you see, I changed my shirt so it would match better with what I have on. And so, as you know, I made 2 of them. And what I decided to do was to join the 2 of them together. And I think it looks really, really good this way. You have the brown in the middle, we have the red, and we have the black on both sides. And this is a double Trinity. You know, Yeah, this is a double Trinity Black History headband. So if you want to push your hair back, there you have it. Thinking about making some really thick ones for like poofy hair when we want to do like an updo or something like that. Um, yeah, so I'm really pleased with this. So here you have it, the double Trinity Black History band made here in Bridgette's closet. I hope you enjoyed it as I've, shared a lot of just brief little stories that we all know, that we all grew up seeing, whether it's watching Roots or what have you. Um, we understand that we've shed blood, we've lost so many lives, and all people have, but this is Black History Month, and we as Black have lost a lot, shed so much blood, and saw so much loss. So we're remembering the things we invented, the bridges we crossed, the rivers we've gotten through, the valleys we made it up out of, and we're still standing. So you all have a great, great day. And this Bridget's Closet wasn't all that high energy, but just wanted to share my craft with you. And so I hope you enjoyed it. I'll be coming back to you soon.